the negation club, and then the Wilkerson club. This is the reason why the permutation is able to solve, because two responses A, two responses A, this means that other people are able to be included in the coalitions, even if other people can't be included in the coalitions. The Adams argument makes the argument that impossibility, that radical difference is what implodes civil society. This is a link to all their arguments. Sorry, you didn't understand the flow. Now he said the law is the root cause of the problem. Yes, we agree that the law is the problem. That's why we use the law to break down the law that's indicted in our Britannia social evidence. Even if the law is bad, that we have to be able to destroy the law to see sacrifice. Remember, they don't have a method for being able to destroy the law, which means even after posting their alternative that this law and civil society is still existing, only the act provides you a mechanism to that they say that you should be highly skeptical or highly skeptical because we have to constantly revoke. Yes, our evidence says that we have to constantly revolt our affirmative is we're constantly revolting against utilitarianism logic, which always masks people in the
Extend, they don't say it on the app and they link to traditional debate practice.
Extend what?
They don't say it on the app.
They don't say it on the app, and they link to traditional debate practice. They link to traditional debate practice. They link to traditional debate practice, which brings me back to extend the two-way argument on how they don't have a clear bright line for what is traditional debate and what is non-traditional debate. The fact that they read this on the negative doesn't mean that they actually destroy debate or typical modes of competition. The two-way argument that you could just do this on the that you could just vote affirmative means that this law is better. Even if you vote negative, it doesn't destroy the topic either. The topic still happens, and again, even if you think that we have a plan text, obviously this doesn't mean this is a traditional endorsement of the resolution. We are using the resolution to break down the resolution. This is why this is our urban and our Stokel evidence that indicates The bar argument is not out of context. The two-way seat argument about it now.